It's time for the Savvy Realtor Podcast. I'm Walter Storholt alongside Angie Cole, the owner and broker in charge of A. Cole Realty, serving you throughout the Triangle, teaching you about the ins and outs when it comes to buying or selling a home. You can find the team online by going to acolerealty.com. That's A-C-O-L-E realty.com, or by calling 919-578-3128. That's 919-578-3128. And now it's time for one of the top realtors in the Triangle, Angie Cole, and the Savvy Realtor Podcast. So if you want to submit a question to be featured on a future show, just go to acolerealty.com and you can submit your questions there, or on social media, of course. Just look for Angie Cole and you can give us a shout there. Gloria has our first question of the week in Fuquay Varina and says, this might sound basic, but how do you buy a house? I've been a single mom raising 3 kids in rental homes all my life, but they're all grown and I don't need this large apartment rental anymore. I'd like to get a little house of my own. So what's the best way to get started? Sounds like somebody's had that dream for a long time.
Yeah, and, that's not an uncommon question. So, Gloria, don't feel silly about asking that. And clearly you don't, because you approach us on the radio here. But I get that question all the time as far as just where do I start? But first steps, I would say definitely connect with a real estate agent, who you feel like is a good fit for you. Because your real estate agent typically should be able then to guide you on what other providers you should be connected with, because, for example, our team, we have preferred lenders, we have preferred inspectors, people that we work with, we know are wonderful at what they do, and it's going to be really easy and beneficial working with them. So first, start your conversation with a real estate agent. And of course, A. Cole Realty would love to be your go-to. And then from there, if you're planning on getting financing, we would love to connect you with one of our preferred lenders. That's always the first step. Now, if you're paying cash, all we need to see is a proof of funds. But if you are obtaining financing, let's start the process. Let's get you pre-qualified. And the importance of that is a lender, not only will they tell you what you're approved for, but they can also give you guidance on what price range to search within. Because say you can afford a $300,000 home, but after looking at what your mortgage payments will be, you've determined that, maybe I really shouldn't go above $250 max, because just because you can qualify for a certain amount doesn't mean that you want to max that out. So a lender can really give you guidance on, the amount of down payment you potentially need, money to close, what your mortgage payments will look like, just to make sure you truly understand the financial aspect of buying a home. Then from there, once you have that pre-qual letter in place, our team can run with it. We'll chat all about your housing search, get you set up, or your housing criteria, get you set up on a search, start getting you out there, looking at homes, and take it from there. So again, first steps when getting started is connect with an agent you want to use. And then from there, allow them to give you guidance on what vendors you probably should start conversations with.
Yeah, it's a great point as well, Angie. And Gloria, that gives you kind of the basic layout there. I think it would also be helpful maybe to pick up Angie's home buying guide. This guide is definitely designed for somebody who's really at the beginning of the process and has some of these intro questions.
Yeah, most definitely. So, we offer a home buying guide, and it's just a downloadable guide that walks you through the steps of purchasing a home. So from start to finish, even after the close, what are the steps? Just so you always feel like you are ahead of the game. You know what's coming up next. And our team is great at doing that with hand holding, making sure we're always one step ahead of you so you don't feel lost throughout the process. But if you would like to go ahead and just kind of zip through and understand what the home buying process looks like, you can receive a copy of our downloadable home buying guide. So to receive that, just text the word contract to the phone number 555-888. So once again, if you are thinking about buying a home and you want to understand the steps from start to finish, just text the word contract to the phone number 555-888.
Very useful guide. A lot of people text to get that each and every week, so go ahead and do it if you haven't done it before. Whether you're a new listener to the show or you've been around for a while, just text the word contract to the number 555-888, and we'll text you right back with a link to click on, and you can access the guide right away from your phone. Very easy to do. If you want that home buying guide from Angie Cole and the team at A. Cole Realty, just text the word contract to the number 555-888. Got another question here, Angie. This one's from Frank. Frank is in Chapel Hill, and it's a very short question. Maybe the shortest question we've ever had here on the Savvy Realtor. How much does it cost to sell a home?
Good question, Frank. So I'm assuming you're asking, not only about commissions, but what else is included with selling a home. So, first of all, commission, there is no set standard. That's actually like illegal in the real estate world to have a set standard on a commission rate. So that's something that you need to discuss directly with the agents that you interview, and truly understand what that commission means as far as what does that get you? What type of marketing are they doing for you? Why are they charging what they are charging? Because an agent, of course, we earn commission or we earn, pay or income just like any other profession because of the services we provide. And those definitely should be top notch for you. Above and beyond the commission or marketing fee that you're paying to the agent that's representing you, the norm in North Carolina is that the seller pays total commission. So that means not only are you compensating the listing agent that's representing you, you're also compensating the buying agent that is procuring the buyer. So once again, not a requirement in North Carolina, but that is the norm in our area, that seller pays total commissions in North Carolina. Above and beyond the commissions, there are other closing costs that a seller needs to pay. Of course, the buyer has their own closing costs, but a seller has some closing costs as well. So you have items such as your tax revenue stamps, which is 0.2% of the purchase price that is required by any seller in North Carolina. That's a tax that everyone must pay. You also will have things such as your deed prep, where the attorney is preparing your seller documentation. There's going to be some recording fees with the courthouse. There might be a small wire fee for either payoffs and also wiring any proceeds to you. There's also going to be proration. So if there are unpaid taxes for the year of when you own the home, you need to pay your portion of taxes. Also, any unpaid HOA dues. You have to pay for your portion of homeownership there. If you've already paid those, you might actually get a credit back to you. And then the other main item that I see is kind of a newer thing, but with HOAs, if you have an HOA in your neighborhood, some HOA management companies are now charging an admin fee. At most, I might see $100 or so, but that's also something that's tacked on to the seller, and it's just a transferring of documentation from you selling your home to the next homeowner. So those are the typical closing costs that go along with selling your home. And it's really important as a seller to definitely understand not only what you will sell your home for, but what you will truly net. And that's one thing that our team definitely does. When we meet with you, we go through comparables. From there, we give you guidance on a list price, a sales price, and we give you an idea. We give you a range. We actually show you an Excel spreadsheet of, if you sell here, this is what you will net. And all of those items I just mentioned are detailed out on your net proceed sheet. And so if you are thinking about selling your home, Frank, it sounds like you might be, or just anyone who's listening, if you're thinking about selling your home, I know, of course, it is super important, most important to understand what you net, but also you probably want to get an idea of what your home is worth. So if you are thinking about selling your home and you want to get an idea of what your home is worth in today's market, and I know we're about to be in 2020, but if you want to get an idea of what your home is worth, just text the word listing to the phone number 555-888. And from there, our team will send you a text. Make sure that you click the link, input your address, and then from there, we can give you an idea of what your home is worth. So once again, if you're thinking about selling your home and you want to get an idea of what your home is worth in today's market, just text the word listing to the phone number 555-888.
Travis is writing in from Durham and says, I'm curious how you determine comps when creating the list price for a home. Do all agents use the same software to pull those comps, or is it more of an art than science and might vary agent to agent?
Yeah, great question, Travis. So first of all, we should all be using the same system within our area. So we use the Triangle MLS, which is our multiple listing services database. We should be using that sometimes, or actually every time. I also go to the county website too to look up specific information. But for example, it's really easy on Wake County website to also see recommended sales that they say are similar to your listing. But the main software that we're using is the Triangle MLS. Then from there, we should be looking at similar square footage, similar age, and similar style. And then we never look at a year of past a year of closed sales. Reason being is, data is inaccurate and outdated when we go beyond a year. And if you are obtaining financing, an appraisal is ordered and the appraiser is doing the exact same thing that we're doing. So we need to look at like homes, and then you try to get, within as close of distance as the like subject property or the home that you're looking to sell when it comes to pulling comparables. And so, but when it comes to, is it an art more than a science? You look at numbers, but you really need to then give, credits for some things, deductions for others, and you need to understand how to pull comparables. It's not so simple as just the systems doing the work for you. You then need to dig deeper. You need to look at the specifics of the home. Is there a garage? How many bedrooms? How many bathrooms? What's the acreage? What's the condition of the home? Go through the pictures. So from there, you really need to dig deeper to give a accurate, price point for a home. So it can vary from agent to agent. And typically one of the agents is wrong. If there is a big difference in a price suggestion, it's because someone pulled comps inaccurately. So make sure that you are getting the guidance that you should be receiving. And just because an agent gives you a very lofty number, the most appealing number, doesn't mean that that's correct. Does not mean that that agent pulled comparables correct. So make sure that they are showing you why they came up with that number. They're not just kind of, just tweaking the numbers to make it look most attractive to you.
You've been listening to the Savvy Realtor Podcast. I'm Walter Storholt alongside Angie Cole. She's the owner and broker in charge of A. Cole Realty here in the Triangle. And if you have questions for Angie, we invite you to go online to acolerealty.com. Listen to past podcast episodes on the website, read the blog, and all the great information, including the option to find a home right there on the website. That's acolerealty.com. And you can also call Angie with your questions, 919-578-3128.